Hey everyone, this is my first time working with Powtoons and had an opportunity to do so because of the articles and a couple of YouTube videos that I found online pertaining to educational advocacy. It is something that at our district, USD 327, we are having to encounter more and more often, where we don't have parents stepping in to work with our students, but we actually have advocates who have been appointed. So in this presentation, I have an opportunity to share 5 facts with you about what advocates are, where they come from, and how important they are to our students and what our students need. So again, like I said, my video was called 5 Facts About Parental Rights and Educational Advocates. As I go through, you're going to see that there are some things that we need to know as a district, 327, and the way that advocates work within our building. Fact number 1, an educational advocate is a surrogate parent. They are appointed on behalf of the child when parents are unavailable, or their rights have been severed. And I think it's very important as we look at that first fact, we understand that these kiddos still need somebody to represent them and to be able to help them in the educational setting. Fact number 2 that I would share with my staff, or I'm going to share with you guys, is that a foster parent can be an advocate as long as they have training. If they don't, they are not the first primary source when dealing with those students in their education or at-risk or behavior students. I had a situation this past year in our elementary school where we had an advocate who had been appointed by the state making decisions for that child, and that was new and actually sometimes cumbersome, very hard to deal with because we didn't quite know what our rights and the expectations of that individual as well as what the state was for us. But I can tell you through the article down below that I've added into this presentation that there's a place that you can go to figure out what the parent rights are. The third fact that I wanted to throw in here is that appointment must be made within 3 business days upon a request. So if we know that a student is in need of an advocate, we request it of our state, KSDE, talk to the Kansas State Department of Ed, and within 3 business days they have to find somebody to be able to represent that child based on ages 3 to 18. So we've got to file the paperwork. We have to make that recommendation that this child needs some kind of support other than what they are getting from a parent or one of their foster parents. I pulled in a video that I think would be very advantageous for you to view. The link is provided here, where it talks about how important it is that no matter a parent or an advocate, there are no excuses when it comes to getting involved in a child's education. The other piece that they added in was that if a child can have a good relationship with an advocate or a parent in kindergarten, they are less likely to get in trouble in middle school. So I added in our 4th fact to help you understand that the school or an agency, and here in the state of Kansas we work with several, Central Kansas Mental Health for one, of course our school district is another. Those people can all make requests of KSDE about the name and telephone number of a person who has been appointed a child's advocate. That advocate then has responsibilities to the kid, and we have responsibilities to that advocate to make sure that we're doing what we can to connect with them. Now, of course, before all of this happens, we as a district have to make sure we have tried to locate the child's parents before taking any action with them or for them. And we have to make sure that we have deemed an advocate necessary to get this child the support that they need to be able to be successful in and out of the classroom. So we really try to do everything we can to make those connections and to move forward following state law and regulation, which is one of the ones that I put into this slide. In 1925, Pierce versus Society of Sisters Supreme Court ruled that the parents and guardians need to have direct connection and upbringing to the child's education. The article that I attached was called Put Parents First in Education Law, and it was really talking about how important that we make sure those parents come first when it comes to knowing those laws and making sure those children are getting what they need, because the parents are getting that power back in our educational setting. So I wanted to throw that in there and share that with not only you guys, but with the staff members, that there are federal laws and regulations pertaining to parental support and advocacy support. The fifth fact that I threw in today was, again, that the students who receive educational advocates can be from the ages of 3 to 18, who can be considered homeless or a part of our system. Oftentimes they are special education needs involved in that, or behavioral needs. And again, it really has to be because the parents' whereabouts are unknown, or they're available, or the rights have been severed, or there's a no contact against the parent. Otherwise, we have to legally find those parents and connect with those parents before we can contact the state and ask on behalf of that child to find somebody who is going to advocate for them in the educational setting. We have kids who need us, and they need somebody to stand up for them. So what we need to do is make sure we are putting parents first, including those advocates, and we need to know that they have rights just as much as we do. Families Together is a great organization who's been working together to make sure kids get connected to all of those people that they need to be successful. I went ahead and put in one more YouTube video, one more Connect, and I'm noticing now it's behind my screen, so I apologize for that. I'll add that into my link. But it's an opportunity for us to really truly understand what educational advocates need to know, what we need to know pertaining to the law, because it seems to be more and more of our parents are less involved, and we're having to call in state agencies for help. Thank you.